Oh, hi. Oh, so I went and saw Wicked yesterday? Bruh, that song, it's not coming out of my head. Look, I know this is from 2003. Shut up. Popular. Okay, today we're going to continue in our discussion of signal chain. We have gone source, microphone, and now preamp. It's the next logical link in the chain. So how do you show off a bunch of preamps? Well, you do some real nerd-flavored garbage, which I will just put in the description and not tell you about here, because oh my god. You have a microphone. In this case, it's a DPA 4011, which means that it's incredibly flat. Here's a little image of how flat it is. Look, so very flat. Flat. It's flat. Flatty Flattersons. DPA flat. That means that it's a much better control for our comparisons. Because the whole point of this video is that there's a bunch of preamps out there at all shapes and sizes and colors and creeds and religions and races, and it's fabulous. But which one is right for you? Should you spend $60? Should you spend $15,000? Like, seriously, what do you need here? What do you need? What do you need? So remember the chain. So you have the source, which is me, and my molecules, they vibrate, and then the diaphragm within this vibrates in sympathy, and those vibrations are translated into little electronic signals. They're really small, and they go down there, and they go into there, and then they go into there. There's a preamp over there. It's bouncing when I'm talking, and the preamp takes this tiny little signal, and it makes it loud enough for us to actually do something with. That's its whole job. There's thousands of different philosophies behind preamplifier design. Basically, you either want colorful and interesting, or you want totally clean wire with gain. If you're going colorful and interesting, you've got a whole world to explore. If you're going wire with gain, you've got a whole world to explore. For this, we're just going to show you a bunch of options. Some that have color, some that don't have color. If you listen to the ones with color, you might start to understand what that means to you, what that could potentially mean to your sources, and you could go, yeah, I like color, or no, color's not for me. It's fine. It's all fine. This stuff is expensive. We want you to make the right decisions. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to run my voice, the exact same 9624 recording of my voice, through a bunch of preamps. And then we'll play it back, and then you listen, and then you go, And that's it. That's what we're doing. I know, you're thrilled. So for our preamps, we have the AVID 8-channel, which is the wire with gain style. It's not supposed to have character, it just exists. That's what you're listening to me now on, just by the way. We have the Focusrite RED1 pack, which was designed by Neve, and I think is delicious. It's weird, is what it is. It's kind of weird. We're going to do an API 512C, which is like the standard, and kind of should be. They're amazing. We're going to do a DW Fearn VT2, because that's color. We're going to do a Neve 1064, because that's standard. Why not, right? "200 light years is a distance so far beyond us as to be, well, just beyond us. Neptune, in reality, isn't just a little bit beyond Jupiter. It's way beyond Jupiter. 5 times farther from Jupiter than Jupiter is from us. So far out that it receives only 3% as much sunlight as Jupiter. So the solar system is really quite enormous. By the time we reach Pluto, we have come so far that the sun, our dear, warm, skin-tanning, life-giving sun, has shrunk to the size of a pinhead. It is little more than a bright star. In such a lonely void, you can begin to understand how even the most significant objects, Pluto's moon, for example, have escaped attention. In this respect, Pluto has hardly been alone. Until the Voyager expeditions, Neptune was thought to have 2 moons. Voyager found 6 more. When I was a boy, the solar system was thought to contain 30 moons. The total now is at least 90, about a third of which have been found in just the last 20 years. The point to remember, of course, is that when considering the universe at large, we don't actually know what is in our own solar system. Space, let me repeat, is enormous. The average distance between stars out there is 20 million miles. Even at speeds approaching those of light, these are fantastically challenging distances for any traveling individual. Of course, it is possible that alien beings travel billions of miles to amuse themselves by planting crop circles in Wiltshire, or frightening the daylights out of some poor guy in a pickup truck on a lonely road in Arizona. They gotta have teenagers, right? But it does seem unlikely. Under Drake's equation, you divide the number of stars in a selected portion of the universe by the number of stars that are likely to have planetary systems. Divide that by the number of planetary systems that could theoretically support life. Divide that by the number on which life, having arisen, advances to a state of intelligence, and so on. At each such division, the number shrinks colossally. Yet even with the most conservative inputs, the number of advanced civilizations just in the Milky Way always works out to be somewhere in the millions. What an interesting and exciting thought. We may be only one of millions of advanced civilizations. Unfortunately, space, being spacious, the average distance between any two of these civilizations is reckoned to be at least 200 light years, which is a great deal more than merely saying it makes it sound. It means for a start that even if these beings know we're here and are somehow able to see us in their telescopes, they're watching light that left Earth 200 years ago. So they're not seeing you and me. They're watching the French Revolution and Thomas Jefferson and people in silk stockings and powdered wigs, people who don't know what an atom is or a gene, or who make their electricity by rubbing a rod of amber with a piece of fur and think that's quite a trick. Any message we receive from them is likely to begin, "Dear Sire," and congratulate us on the handsomeness of our horses and our mastery of whale oil. Well, that was our third link in the chain. Source, microphone, preamp. Next, we'll be moving on to converter/interface/DAC/ADC/D to A/A to D/ blah, 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 blah. But now, we've made it this far. I hope that was informative, certainly was for me, and I hope you have a ridiculously pleasant day. Look at you, you deserve it. In a while, crocodile.